Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day, and thank you for taking the time to stop by and play a little Magic the Gathering Arena with me. It's the Avatar Early Access event, so we're kind of testing all of the different mechanics and potential new decks before they come out, and then you can kind of, spend your wild cards a little bit more appropriately, having already seen some of the cards in action, right? So, playing with mono red Firebending today. And, this deck is performing very well. We lost Screaming Nemesis to a recent ban, and I was really wondering if, red could still be good considering how powerful Lifelink should potentially be in the future. And, I think they preemptively banned it because they knew Firebending was going to be so good now that it's here. Because I'll tell you what, this Firebender's Ascension is ridiculous. For 2 mana, you get an enchantment that when it enters, you create the 2/2 soldier with Firebending 1, and whenever a creature you control attacking causes a triggered ability of that creature to trigger, put a quest counter on this enchantment, and then if you get 4 counters on it, you may copy the triggered ability, and if you do, choose new targets for the copy. So all of your Firebending is going to trigger this, and then at the end of the video we're going to talk about a few other things that we learned through our play experience today as to how we can potentially max out this card. But for right now, just building around new cards. We're looking at Firebending cards, and then we're looking at ways to spend that Firebending mana, right? So if you're unfamiliar, Firebending will generate mana when we attack, and then we're going to lose that mana when the combat phase ends. However, we do have things like the Last Agni Kai. Instant speed for 2, target creature you control fights target creature and opponent controls. If that creature and opponent controls was dealt excess damage this way, add that much red mana until the end of turn. You don't lose unspent mana as your steps and phases end. That's crazy. So you're going to be keeping that mana, which is really, really good. On that note, we also have Bayo, the instructor here, for 3 as a 2/3 with flying. You're not going to lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, add 1 red mana. When it leaves the battlefield, you may pay X. When you do, deal X damage to target player. So pretty decent just for keeping our mana around here through that Firebending. Now, when we Firebend, we can foretell that mana, instant speed, for the Comet. Just kind of Firebending 3, putting this to the side with foretell. And then later, each creature you control gains Firebending 5. And if each creature gains Firebending 5 with a maxed out Firebender Ascension that's copying each of those 5s, oh my lord, you're going to have all of the mana in the entire game. What are you going to do with that mana, though? Well, first and foremost, I love a Burnout Bashtronaut, a 1/1 with menace. You can pay 2, give it +1/+0 until the end of turn. It has max speed, so when you do have 4 turns of damage dealt to your opponent, when it enters, it starts to 1, and then you need to go 2, 3, 4, right? You'll get double strike. This is really nice for that mana sink to push in. On that note, we also have the Fire Nation Cadets gaining Firebending 2 as long as there's a lesson in your graveyard. So a very good card, and we can pay 2 to push this creature up by +1/+0 as well. So an easy way to sink in our mana. Redirect Lightning is pretty cool. Change target of a spell or ability with single target. Loving that. And the Rage can give us +0, +2, and haste, which we appreciate. Getting that Student out of the gates, getting that Ascension token out of the gates. Good for the prowess. Good for pushing her power up, because when she attacks, Firebend X, where X is this creature's power, which is really, really good. And then, abandon attachments, just kind of sift through the deck, make sure that we're not flooding, right? Slickshot Show-Off, because just what a fantastic card. We can plot this, cast it for free later with haste, and there's a lot of non-creatures to push up. I don't know, it's just a good red card. It probably doesn't necessarily belong in the deck, but we love to push its power up, right? And then Last Agni it, and then we can generate, because, Slickshot Show-Off, you can get this up to like 9 power quick, right? So, and then if you can remove like a 1 toughness creature or 1 power creature, generate all that mana back, then, you're out to lunch and, can do whatever you want. Fire Nation Palace here, tap for 3, Firebending 4 on target creature. It's just like a good looking deck, right? So a lot of really strong things here, and we're just kind of trying everything in this build, having it work out way better than it should. but learning a lot throughout the process. And, you know, we're going to meet up here at the end of the video to discuss how we can max out the deck moving forward for all of you meta slaves out there. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy. All right, we're going to go first here. We do have Firebending Student, which I like. A lot of Burst Lightning. We're going to hold up our Burst Lightning here, because this comes in untapped if we have a basic, right? I think we're just going to burn. Nah, we'll hold it. Because we have prowess, right? So why not just cast in on top? I'd like to have this out to take advantage of the firebending. Otherwise, it's just more Burst Lightning. So can we hit them for 2 first? Prowess up. Then kill the frog. Prowess up. Extra mana. Bashtronaut in. We'll lose this mana. So let's take this. Grab another 4. And then save this for next turn. Because we could kick it for 5, but 4 is simply not enough. This must be. And this is going to be just the thing we're looking for. Let's take them all. Push up, and then the frog is a lesser toughness. Sink the mana. Firebend, sink the mana again. Down to 6, not terrible. It's not super good though. We've been removing their creatures, which I guess is the most consistent part, right? The removal. Well, I guess we just firebend, right? That trigger's already gone, so I'll just sink it in now. Down to 1. We're at 19. Next is active, so now double strike is here. Again. Going first with a student and an ascension. I like showcasing new cards. That's pretty cool. Yeah, let's try to get that student out first. Holding up Burst Lightning as needed. We have additional removal. And then like some haste if we can get a 3rd land. Oh yeah, I mean that. I kind of like this, if it works out. This might just get removed. I assume it does. Okay, okay. This is an instant speed spell. So let's prowess. Push up. push up again with this haste. Attack. Firebend our face off. And then remove the creature just because it's so good. Try this up further. Additional mana, which we can't spend because we don't have the Instructor out yet. But... oh, we can? I thought we lost it. I guess not. Until... oh, that lets you keep your mana. Oh my gosh, you don't lose unspent red mana as phases end. We still have 1 red mana. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Let's just take that out. Push it in. Good game. Early concede, though. I don't think you're supposed to do that. Dang. Bully. People are frustrated already. I get it. I get that way, too. All right. Let's keep 7 here. Our opponent's going to be going first. Cadets is a go. Probably Cadet Lesson if we need to remove, say, a Badger? A Booger? Maze Mind Tome. Oh, no. What does that do? Fire Nation in untapped. Firebender Ascension, I guess. You know, at least it's something. Take our hit. And a second lesson and something to remove. I guess we could cast this on 3 with the Rage for haste. But if we draw another creature, you know, this is in our pocket, right? Spelunking. Cave for life. Secret tunnel? No, it's an island. This is not bad. So let's get another cadet out. And then this can be our 4 mana turn. Sink it into the cadets, hold up our lesson for 1. 4 to 13 and a turn. Earth Kingdom General. So this is going to help you gain life. We're just going to take it before you do. Scrying 1. So you gain life equal to the number of +1 counters you put on the creatures. Sure, which is like really good. They still Earthbend though. Oh wow. Ooh, here. Let's play this after, because we're not going to use that now. Give it haste to push up the team. It's not a second lesson, though, is it? Oh, it is. This is super bending. And I push up the Ascension, which is great. More firebending. And then just sink it in. So good. Down to 1. Close. Keeping the student in our back pocket in case something happens to the board. So the Ascension could copy like a Firebending 5 or something, right? From the Student. That would be ridiculous. Ooh, woof. Okay, so here's some life gain. Up to 7. Can I cast this? No. Sorcery speed. What a bummer, bro. We do this each time. Oh god, it's not just the once, it's each one of them. Now that is messed up. Oh. That's so cool. That's unbelievable amount of mana. Okay. Firebending is lit. And these cadets are really good. I was nervous about them. I was like, well, I don't know about the lessons in, but just the mana sync here is so... Woo! We don't need to foretell. I mean, this would be good too, but... just need at this point. Dang. Going first with a less than ideal hand. I think I got a mulligan this. Okay. 6. The Cadet's definitely staying, which means the lesson stays. I think the Comet can go. It's like a later card to play. Let's get max speed. Start our engine first and then build up to 4. Pollinators can go. Another pollinator. And a land or else. Oh no. Ooh, that's too many lands. I mean, it is instant speed. Let's see where these blockers go first before we spend... Oh! Okay. I mean, I like that. So close. Does take a bit of time, though, right? If they're playing like an Aura board cooked. Badger Mole is a very good card. He's all tapped for 2 now, which is a ton of mana. This is just +1 counters, right? Nice. Losing 1 mana. So they want to keep that pollinator back to block, I guess, maybe? Pushing up the cub. Hitting for 1. Now, this is a strange man. Menace gets through. And I doubt they block with the cub, because that's their whole deck. We should save this for when it's double strike time. Which means we should have kept Bashtronaut maybe in our hand as well. Let's just sink in. I mean, this is working out. Active. +2 for 1, that converts to a +4 is pretty good, specifically with Menace, which means they don't want to tap. And like, this is a deck that wants to tap those creatures for mana, right? So, Offspring's good with another block. 2 cards in hand only. Oral Board would be lit. Oh, that's a big tap, right? And that's something they might not want to do. Another land out. +1 counter on the bunny, maybe? Back to the cub? I get it. It's a good card. Ooh. So, I don't mind that. It's all instant speed. They can only double block 1 and would always be able to double block 1, so we're not going to cast pre-combat. We are going to save everything. And just push in on the one that they don't block. Right? Good game. Easy peasy. I think we want a second land. I'm going to mulligan. This looks good. Keep 6. Toss attachments? Yes. I think? That's a tough one. I'm not sure if we made the right decision. Just take it, right? Stadium Headliner. That's not in the new set. Gain 2 life. Or, okay, Firebender Ascension. That's a good card. We like it. The big question, do you have removal? I'd like to do this all on top of the show-off, but I don't want to wait either. They get 1 quest counter, they need 4 to start copying. Here's a student. Wild Ride giving haste. Wild Ride. I'm using for the token in case something happens, but maybe the Wild Ride is better because you can recast it. Sorcery speed though. That's a tough one. Where are they sending this mana? They lost it. Oh my! They just lost 6 mana. I need to lose 6 mana too. Maybe we save it. We're just chilling. I think I'm gonna save it. 13 life. Keep the blocker instead, right? It's gonna force removal instead of just like overexposing ourselves. Because we could technically just make the detective. Do I want the firebending triggers? Yeah, absolutely. But it's tough. Right, they might have removal as well, right? So if we can force that removal onto the token instead of the student, I think that would be good. Let's just take 2, if that's all they're doing. To 11. And it's by playing slow ourselves, we force them to play slow, right? And maybe that gives us some wiggle room. Headliner's not bad. That could immediately sacrifice itself. Land out. Slickshot out. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Rolling to 3. Let's see the blockers, which have to... You gotta do it. So I'm thinking you can block with the headliner and then sacrifice it, because it's going to die to kill something else. Alright, try to kill the show-off. Okay, let's push up the one that doesn't have prowess. Now they have to kill the bird. How will they not kill the bird anyways? They should just do it now. Are we exposed to lethal question mark? If we pushed in, then they could have just sacked this. Killed the bird. So let's see where we get to here. We might be dead, I don't know. An 11 there to 5. Here comes a wild ride. Let's let it trigger while holding up that spell, and then they're like, okay, what's going on? And maybe they're into the same spot we're at. 7, 8, 9. 2 cards in hand. Headliner pushes up the Ascension because it's an attacking trigger. Oh, okay. I like that. So with the lizard, that means... Oh, yeah. That's good. 7, 8, 9, 10, down to 1. Wow, okay. Holding up that mana. 12 mana up for them. These are sorcery speed spells. 2 cards in hand. What's it going to be? Bulk up. Nice. Good game. I guess we should have went for it. I'm just showing them my last card here. Just so they can see it wasn't removal, right? Full bore as well. Nice. That's a big hit. Billy. Bulk up flashback's not bad. Right, that's actually pretty cool. Bulk up worked well there. It's nice to see different versions of the deck, right? To kind of get an idea as to where it'll fall finally. Oh my lord. Mono red's not getting any better. Screaming Nemesis, it's probably good you're gone. We're going to have to maybe just focus on life gain because Firebending looks like it could definitely get out of hand. Going forward, the core card of the deck has got to be this Firebender Ascension. We could run the Headliner. We could run the Lizard as well to help trigger this early on. I also don't mind Bastronaut, but it's not going to trigger it, and that should be our main focus. So yes, this is a mana sink, but we already have that in the Fire Nation Cadets, which will stay. So I honestly think we're cutting the Bastronaut. Bummer. It is what it is. Let's take the Lizard or the Headliner. You know, it's not good because you can't sink into it with your 30 mana, but I think getting your Firebending cards and those triggers copying is worthwhile through the Ascension, right? So just trying to make the deck as strong as we can there. It is what it is. Redirect Lightning. I think that this could probably just be a sideboard card, in all honesty. It's nice to have, but let's just go for the kill, right? Firebending Lessons, you gotta stay. You know, I think you're really good for removal. You can take care of the Students for 2. You can take care of the Badger Mole for 2. That's good enough. You're going to be seeing those cards a lot, so if you can, you know, do that while pushing up your Fire Nation Cadets, great. The Felonious Rage is not bad, and I like that it makes the token, but maybe Wild Ride is better at sorcery speed. We've seen that do pretty well. The 1 extra power, but the no token when it dies. Losing instant speed as well. I would love your feedback on that. So losing some utility, but gaining, you know, some ceiling on that. Abandoned Attachments, I don't think needs to be here. It's nice to have another lesson for the Cadets. Running only 2, maybe it stays, right? That's fine. I think the Kai can go to 4. This card was so good, so let's get that up to 4. Slickshot Show-Off is really good with this, but it's kind of hard to get it to work. I've been struggling with it a little bit. People know who the Slickshot Show-Off is, and they remove it right away, right? So it's a little bit difficult, but it does work good. And, you know, maybe it's something that we can continue to test into the future. But you know, you're on the edge, but I don't know about you. And then the Instructor is fine, not terrible, not great. I mean, you know, just the Last Ang should be good enough to conserve that mana, and then the Instructor can just go away. You don't need them, but it's fine. And then the Comet is really cool. But will you be casting it consistently, right? Will you just not be firebending your mana into other things earlier and then get the Ascension that's just doubling everything? And, you know, this maybe is just like a commander card. You know, it's really cool, and I get it that you can foretell through your firebending early, and then, you know, you're casting it, you know, for free and pushing everybody, well, not for free, for 2, but, sorry, for 2 into foretell, and then for 3 into play, which is it's not great. I mean, I had misinterpreted this. I thought it was the other way around. Yeah, so Firebending 2, getting this to the sideboard, and then playing it later for 3, I guess is maybe better than paying 3 to get it over. Sorry, sometimes I misinterpret cards. But yeah, we'll try it. We'll try it. Maybe it's good enough, but I think it could be a little top end for what we want. We don't have that many creatures, right? Like, we've got a Student, a Cadet, and maybe we get another token out. 3 creatures. I mean, Firebending 15 is fine, specifically if you're doubling it all. But that's just too. It's too much. You don't need it. Like, that's way too much mana. What do you do? Let me know your comments down below. There's a lot of other cards that we considered here. Like, you get the Exhaust abilities as well. Maybe some more Lessons, more Exhaust. Some other cards that we were considering from the new sets as just kind of removal, but just focusing on damage. Again, the Exhaust abilities are pretty decent, right? So X damage to any target, but you'll need to get like this in play first, right? So there's some cards here that could work really well if we do go high on the mana, but maybe not the best cards. We'll have to wait and see though, right? So a lot of ideas where we could take this deck. Even Fire Sage, just Firebending 1 with a mana sink on it could be decent. +1 counters, which is not bad, and those would stay. So I think maybe a card that people aren't playing with that could be really good as well. And then the Saga, I think would be pretty decent also, but maybe a little slow for what we're trying to do with an aggro deck, which is, again, maybe why the Comet can go, maybe why the Instructor can go, maybe why the Lightning goes. Bashtronaut is nice, but let's focus on pushing up the Ascension with either a Headliner or the Lizard, right? Lightning should obviously stay alongside Lesson, I believe, just for additional removal. Plus, you can instant speed it in with the kicker, which is really good. Yeah, so moving forward, I think this is going to be a pretty decent deck, but it needs some work, obviously. So let me know your opinions, and have an absolute magical day. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel as well if you don't mind, and we can meet up here again maybe tomorrow with a new deck, huh? Take care.